Avengers Endgame is over, Spider-Man Far From Home releases this week, and the latest trailers show Mysterio not being an enemy to Spider-Man, but rather his ally. Unless he switches sides. Instead of Mysterio, the enemy, or rather enemies, we're seeing are the Elementals. The Elementals haven't been seen too much in the Marvel Comics, so I'm Dave Klein, and I'm gonna pass it off to my buddy Jake Gyllenhaal to explain. He's better looking anyways.
They were born in stable orbits within black holes, creatures formed from the primary elements: air, water, fire, earth. The science division had a technical name. We just called them elementals.
In the Marvel Comics, there was a group called the Elementals from the 1970s. This group consisted of Hellfire, the Flame Elemental, Hydron, the Water Elemental, Magnum, Earth, and Zephyr, Wind. Similar to the Elementals from Spider-Man Far From Home, they're extra-dimensional beings, and, well, that's about where the similarities end. This group appeared in the oh-so-well-known Supernatural Thrillers 15-issue run, which featured everyone's favorite superhero, the Living Mummy. They also appeared in 2 issues of Ms. Marvel, where they got their asses handed to them. According to an interview with Nerdist, executive producer Eric Carroll says, quote, "There's so many Spider-Man villains for the Rogues Gallery that I wanted to dig a little bit deeper than what anyone might be expecting. Villains like Hydro Man and Molten Man, who may not be on the highest list, but that opens such amazing visual possibilities and poses really dangerous challenges for Spider-Man." So it sounds like the comic Elementals aren't the actual inspirations for the MCU versions. So let's discuss the actual inspirations. As stated by Eric Carroll, it would seem that the Water Elemental is based off of Hydro Man. Hydro Man first appeared in the Amazing Spider-Man number 212, where Spider-Man accidentally knocks a mean-spirited ship worker, Maury Bench, overboard. All of this while trying to haul a generator from the sea, which happens to go off on Maury, turning him into a liquid being, or the Hydro Man. Spider-Man does dive in to save Maury, but ultimately, yeah, the whole thing is Spider-Man's fault in the first place. As Hydro Man, Maury's entire body acts as liquid, and he seemingly has an infinite amount of water he can shoot at his disposal. He can shoot small bursts similar to bullets, and can turn his body into water to easily traverse through drains. Hydro Man is often hired as a lackey in other supercriminal organizations, so it definitely seems like the Water Elemental from Far From Home will be a supercharged version of him. Appearing in the Amazing Spider-Man number 28, Molten Man was actually one of Spider-Man's first adversaries. After attempting to steal a liquid metallic alloy from his partner, Mark Raxton accidentally coated himself in it, transforming his body into an extremely strong and durable metallic man. He dubs himself Molten Man and plans to commit a major crime to become rich before being stopped by Spider-Man. It's not until issues number 132 and 133 Molten Man would gain his fire powers, more akin to the fire elementals seen in Spider-Man Far From Home. Possibly due to the liquid metallic alloy further affecting him, the coating becomes Raxton's skin and his body temperature shoots up to, and I quote, well over 300 degrees Fahrenheit. This is, however, slowly killing him, and he seeks to find it and steal whatever necessary in order to create something to reverse the process. Similar to the Water Elemental and Hydro Man, it seems the Fire Elemental is only very loosely based off of Molten Man. This one is unconfirmed as the inspiration behind the Earth Elemental we see in the Far From Home trailer, but it's very possible that Sandman is the Earth Elemental's inspiration. In the original comic, Sandman earns his powers after escaping from prison and hid at a nuclear site, where an explosion transformed him into the Sandman. He meets Spider-Man while attempting to rob a bank, and is eventually finished off when Spider-Man vacuums him up. Outside the potential inspiration to the Earth Elemental in Spider-Man Far From Home, Sandman has also appeared in Spider-Man 3, where he has a critically ill daughter. He's an extremely sympathetic villain, with all of his actions being with the intent to raise money in order to save his daughter. At the moment, we have no idea who the Air Elemental is. However, according to Eric Carroll, we did try to have all of the elementals inspired by somebody actually from the comics. So, could the Air Elemental actually be Mysterio tricking everybody else, or inspired by some other relatively obscure Spider-Man villain? Let us know who you think the Air Elemental will be in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.